Congrats, you have made it to the end of the first module. Now, before we move on to the next module, today we're going to be doing a practical task. Something very simple, not too complicated, but at least it'll get you active in trying to do some technical, some practical stuff. It's not even super technical. It's something that anyone can do really. And the idea is to start trying to apply your cybersecurity knowledge in your own personal life, right? Charity begins at home. So in today's practical task, we're going to be doing a couple of things. You're going to thoroughly evaluate your current online and offline security practices and adapt them to improve your own security. So this is something that's going to be beneficial to you personally. And your assessments would include your digital habits, your privacy settings, your data protection measures, physical security, and awareness of the potential risks that apply to you. So first of all, it's a very simple one. You'll use a website called haveibeenpwned.com. I'm going to be linking it below to determine if any of your details were involved in a data breach. So now how this works is people at Have I Been Pwned get access to breach reports. So they're able to access reports of data breaches that have happened, and you can put your email address, and once you've verified that you own that email address, it will tell you which data breaches that email has been involved in. It will tell you what kind of data is known to have been breached. So is it just email addresses, full name? Does it include your password, payment information? Very useful because it helps you know if you've been involved in a data breach, because a lot of these companies might not be necessarily very transparent in how they report data breaches to their consumers. Other times it might be something that you've signed up to in the past, like very long time ago. You've even forgotten that this thing even exists. And, you might just find out that you've been involved in a data breach that nobody told you about. So the second thing is, of course, whatever information you get from there, you can use it to remediate whatever issues you have. If a password has been breached, make sure you're not using that same password again. And generally, just make sure you're not using the same password on all other platforms. So number 2 is to assess your security posture for your social media accounts and personal devices. So, what kind of passwords are you using? Checking your social media to see what apps you've granted access to it. Maybe you've granted access to some, check unfollow spy, check who's unfollowed you and all those kind of things. My 5-10 years ago, and you've forgotten about it. Well, you can check that just to make sure that, you're not granting access to something that you shouldn't be. Then number 3 is to understand, like, what are your information assets? Like, what potential risks are you exposed to with all your data, your resources, anything that has some level of connectivity to the internet, or any digital footprints that you might have. So number 4 is to understand, like, how would you mitigate these risks? Any risk that you've identified, whether it's in your social media or your email or wherever it is, how would you mitigate these risks and improve your personal security posture? Now, this task is quite simple relatively, but it's very important because this is essentially part of what you'll be doing as a security professional for organizations. Assessing security posture, identifying risks, identifying vulnerabilities, coming up with strategies to improve security and improve your defenses. This is what you'll be doing for organizations. So if you're able to do it yourself, that takes you on the right path to, starting to gain these skill sets and applying them. So yeah, that's it for today. Tomorrow we're going to be jumping into module 2, threats, attacks, and vulnerabilities. It's going to be super interesting. Stay tuned and continue being active. Hashtag 35 days learning security. Hashtag no fail. Make sure you do something every day unfailingly. Build that habit. So yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for participating in the challenge. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.